What's up, guys? Welcome back. Just got done doing the Maudun mines. Probably just gonna hit up next area. We have that level 20 area that we can go to, but first, use our skill gem. Alright, so this is a level 6. So our next level brings us to 7, which gives us one options to use these next level spells. But for now, I kind of want to just keep pumping up the arsonist. Trying to justify anything else. I wish the arsonist would reduce the spirit cost. Strength. Alright, we can get rid of pretty much all of this. Had a close call last time, so gear is something I want to pay closer attention to. But let's just go ahead and get into the next area. We'll hopefully find some better gear.
I know what Jaman Ra intends. Atop the burial spires of Deshar lie the Maraket's most honored dead. The king has become driven by madness to seek any trace of ancient flesh from those of renown or power in life. He intends to feed their bodies to the horrific creature he keeps in a cage behind his throne. They call it the Beast. I have seen it, and the sight haunts my nightmares. Silla.
Alright, so she has a ton of dialogue. Instead of going through that right now, I'm gonna just hop into the next. You know what? I want to know.
Who wins?
Sorry, guys, we're gonna have to listen to all this.
You need not trust me. You will see the truth of my information soon enough. I ask nothing of you, only that you do what you know is right. This corruption that plagues the land, I cannot bring myself to fully believe it's the reason for my people's sickening turn. I know that when the beast first came to us, when Jaman Ra was raised from death, he quickly became covetous and prone to fits of rage. Soon that fervor gleamed in the eyes of those around him. You say it's his corruption, but I have not seen anything in my brothers and sisters that was not already there. Corruption may exist, yes, but it does not fully control. It only excuses. The Faridun are warring against the Marakets because they desire to do so. They have always wanted this conflict. They want to make those who abandoned us suffer. What is that being? Does it travel with you? I would tell you not to trust a mysterious stranger in black, but that would make my own situation rather difficult. I cannot say I view the Maraket favorably, but there is no other power to which I can turn. Jaman Ra is going mad, and I know that the Maraket will unite their scattered Akaras to confront him if the need is great enough. I believe that it is. The Maraket have no idea how great we number. We are larger than any one Akara by far, and my brothers and sisters hold a great bitterness, even before corruption came among us. Everything we do, from our garb to our food, is made opposite to the Maraket out of spite. I still feel some of that anger when I see them here, standing proud and colorful. Asala promises them a return to their glory days. But do they not have such glory now? I must pursue what I feel to be right. Asala might yet decide to have me put to death, or abandon me to the doom of the desert. I know these risks, but I had to try anyway. If you had seen the darkness rising in the hearts of my brothers and sisters, you would understand. I am not betraying them. I'm trying to save them from themselves. This Oriana, the one you called a countess. Jaman-Ra has declared her our queen. She first came to us from the south and seemed sympathetic to our cause. She promised us power, the power to take back our lives. She left for Azomite lands, vowing to return with something that would resurrect our greatest hero, Jaman-Ra. With that hope dangled before us, the Faridun united for the first time since his death. We prepared, as she asked. We took the quarry. We began working on the dreadnought. I am ashamed to admit that I was a devout believer in the cause. Until the day she kept her promise. She did return. She did bring the power to resurrect Jaman-Ra. She brought the beast. The sight of that thing chilled my soul. Those of us who objected to its presence were forced to work, mining and finishing the dreadnought. By the time we were done, madness was already rife, and we were sealed in the mine to die for supposedly betraying our people.
All right, so quite a bit of lore there. Basically, the Faradun are like an offset.
One of the trails of corruption leads towards the Halani gates.
Oh.
Anyone who would wish to leave this region must pass through them.
Okay,
One
so
of the
we're going to
trails
the
of corruption.
Halani gates. The basically the Maraket have an offset group of people that were originally Maraket. They're the Faradun, and the Faradun are like the bastardized, unwanted members of the Maraket society that were kind of cast out. Now they've risen up, and the Countess Oriana, she came to them originally and promised them that she would bring back something that would basically take back their power from the Maraket, allow them to overthrow Maraket, and that was the beast. So when we saw her in Act 1, she's there with the Count. That's why she leaves with the beast and takes it now to the Wisteria. So it's actually further along in her plans. It's not like a change of plans. It's further along. Risu understands that, she's probably not trusted. And
Why have we stopped? The Halani gates are closed, and the Faradun hold them in defense of the beast. We will have to find another way.
all right, so Risu understands that Asala probably doesn't trust her, but she wants to free her people from the corruption. The Faradun saw the beast, and then some people were excited for it, and then there was a group that wasn't. They were sent to the group that wasn't were sent to the mines to work again with the digging. Not quite sure what they're digging for, but that's where we rescued Risu from.
The Halani gates are closed. Then Jaman-Ra must have succeeded in capturing them. He planned to close the gates to prevent the Maraket from interrupting his harvest. A siege from the front would be impossible now. But there is another way. An ancient passage lost to time. It was used by the traitor Balbala. I can show you where it is, if you will use it to stop Jaman-Ra before it is too late.
All right, so we're going somewhere else.
So, the outcasts have raised their new king from the grave, and he seeks to violate Deshar, to feed our honored dead to the beast. Such a transgression. Those vile dogs. Our city of the dead lies beyond the Halani gates. We should move to crush the Faradun immediately. Let us see if this defector's information is truthful. Infiltrate this supposed passage. Find your way to the top of the gates without being detected, and then call for aid. I shall answer. Move swiftly.
All right, so back to the treasure map, or the desert map, to the Traitors Passage. All right, so basically, the plan for the Faradun is to resurrect this Jaman-Ra, who's like a fallen king that was dead. Now that he's back, they created a dreadnought, which is like their own version of the caravan, I'm assuming. And now he is taking the dreadnought and the beast, along with the Countess, to the honored city of the dead for the Maraket, and he has blocked off the pass that allows us access there. So we're gonna take this passageway that the traitor Balbala used. I don't know who that is, but to get to gain access to the gates, whereas Asala wants us to go open up the gates, signal for her, and then she will join us and like opening the pass, I guess. So quite a bit of lore. Not a huge fan about how these games kind of go into lore. You get like these huge dumps and then kind of just get back to killing things. But I understand like the ARPG genre isn't really about like lore stories and stuff. It's more about the gameplay. Very few people will be playing Path of Exile 2 from like a lore hunting perspective. So I'm always interested. Plus, I mean, they put in quite a bit of work to make these stories kind of like flesh out and make the maps kind of make sense based off the lore. So if you kind of ignore it, you're missing like a lot of appreciation for what the developers did in order to like make the game make sense. Because if you have a great ARPG, you know, like you could just not listen at all. You just skip all the dialogue and just get the grinding and just really pay attention to the skill tree, and, you know, stat attributes and all that stuff. But they spend a lot of time like working these out, and if you, it kind of flows in with like the enemies that you see, the things that you're fighting. A lot of times, like the smaller minions will have abilities that the bosses will have that you just don't really pay attention to, but it's all kind of connected to the lore. So I like to, at least on the first playthrough, you know, go through and fully assess like what is going on in the story, and then expansions will make more sense. You know, I think Diablo probably is the best at doing this, even though the story in Diablo 4 wasn't my favorite. I think if you're gonna have like these prime evils and whatnot, then they need to at least be like showcased as prime evils, not like some random dog in the woods. But for example, like Diablo 3, you know, I forgot her name, but you know, the reveal that Diablo is actually the girl, and you know, she's like possessed by Diablo, and then he storms the gates of heaven, fights against the angel, whoops his ass, breaks down the gates. You know, like if you kind of just pass up on the story, you don't really like. It's a cool cutscene no matter what, but you don't really gain like the contextual knowledge of what is going on, which kind of shorting yourself. All right, so I can do minion life or my life or damage. Probably going to stay with energy shield, because I mean, I know that there's going to be moments, and especially in hardcore and before the game is really balanced properly, that there's going to be moments where like I almost die. Just trying to combat that. So I feel like I'm kind of overly investing into energy shield, but at the same time, like if it prevents you from having to go back to Act 1, like it's really a game of attrition in hardcore. Like the further you can make it, the more you can see, the more you can kind of experience before you die, the better your next run will be, and then hopefully you get like the same result. So far, you know, having a close call on a boss, it's not like deterring me. I don't feel the need to like go grind. I feel like our build does fine damage, but I'm definitely gonna go into boss fights with more emphasis on surviving, and then just damage, not as a secondary focus, but survival is definitely gonna be like number one on the list. If that means I can't DPS for, you know, 5 or 6 seconds, then I know it's not optimal. But just like in Elden Ring, you know, when Melania is doing waterfowl, I'm not casting, so unless I'm throwing a freezing pot at her. But those are for if you know, you know. Surprisingly, I haven't experienced like any disconnects. You know, the connection seems to be working very well. Not having any issues with internet connection, like frame rate issues. Everything seems to be going like really, really good. I'm gonna pick up some flasks because I did not like how that last flask just didn't really heal me in a panic at all. For these poison spiders. Alright, we got an elite here, so special emphasis on making sure that as soon as some enemies die, we start picking up some minions to help. Because this guy does quite a bit of damage. Alright, now we can start tunneling damage into this guy. Alright, we got our... what is it called again? Pain spike, something like that. Pain offering. Would really, really like to get another staff with some spirit on it so I can get my other arsonist back. I feel like I'm missing out on quite a bit of damage not having that. I just don't want to spend too much time just spinning loot. Let's go check over there. Still doing good on inventory space. Haven't seen much in the way of loot dropping, so. Checkpoint. Now, I think the intent for Jamonra is to take the beast to the city of the undead and just literally let him eat all the corpses, which is pretty fucking sinister. But then again, like, how fresh are all these corpses? Are they all, like, mummified? I mean, it is a desert, so it would make sense. Desert does a good job of, like, mummifying naturally. But imagine they just, like, dig up the graveyard that's, like, your entire family history is buried in, and then just let, like, your dog eat it. I don't even know what the beast is. Like, it's a weird concept. It looks like a little squiggly worm thing. So, but it needs to be, like, nurtured. Alright, we're not... Yeah, let's just start grabbing stuff. We need the resources. Alright, so it looks like pretty much the entire map cleared. We got a section in the middle that we could probably deal with, but I'm not going to backtrack for it. Let's see if I can run into it naturally by following this path over here. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get the fuck up. Raise some bodies. Get some support out here. And get the raging spirits going. There we go. Oh, there's more big boys. These things shred through my skeletal warriors. It's fine though. Alright, I think we're good to move on now. You know what's kind of crazy? I haven't seen like a great axe or like a great sword for the warrior. Just clubs. It's like clubs, hammers, shields. Haven't seen like a sword or anything.
been sentenced to 1,000 years of suffering as a jinn, bound in this place of her dishonor. Let no woman or man of Mariketh blood enter her prison before her time is served.
Okay. So there's someone imprisoned up here. They did say this was where the traitor Balbala went through. So apparently she's imprisoned here as well. So obviously she got caught. I mean, no one calls you a traitor unless you get caught, right? Or else you'd be a hero. This guy, powerful minions, and he's armored. Be a good time to have my armor breaking skeletal snipers. Alright, let's go ahead and do our loot. See if I can spin a scepter. Let me find out how much gold I got. Maybe I can stop disenchanting a little bit and focus on getting gold. I'll get a quest.
If you are traveling through Traitors Passage, there is something I wish to ask of you. The traitor, Balbala. According to the tales, she is still sealed there, somewhere along the tunnel, as an undying djinn. She served her sentence long ago, but knowledge of the location was lost. It is long past time to release her. I will tell you her story if you wish, but I doubt it will mean much to a Jinga.
Alright, let's hear the story.
Long ago, when Keth was the shining jewel of the Vastiri, and our trade routes were the envy of the known world, a weak-willed Sekima named Balbala betrayed her Akara for a promise of Welakath, a mythical elixir said to bestow great power. She led a band of foreign warriors through secret paths to the top of the Halani gates. Taken by surprise, the Akara was slain to the last woman. What was her reward? Not Welakath. The bandits put a spear through her gut in that very passage. A cautionary tale, yes. For her betrayal, the wise woman of that era enacted an ancient ritual, trapping Balbara's soul as a djinn for a sentence intended to be 1,000 years. Jingak, it has been far more than 1,000 years. By Zarka's reckoning, at least 2 or 3. The stain of Balbala's betrayal has been lifted from her legacy, yet the knowledge of her prison was lost long ago.
Okay, so Balbala was kind of like Asala, but a traitor. So, that's kind of why they imprisoned her after her deception kind of failed, and she was sealed there as a djinn for 1,000 years. But apparently, it's been more than 1,000 years, and they want to let her go. Oh my god. Man, which one? Let's go with Essence Drain. Even though we're not using it a lot, I don't really have much to spend. There isn't anything like outlying that I would really like to grab. And I have been using it, and it's going to definitely help out in those single target. I used it quite a bit in that last boss fight, so if I'm still using it in boss fights, it's still important. Let's go stash all our stuff. I wish this you could like hit auto reorganize or whatever. Alright, back to the Traitors Passage. So I'm assuming if we found that little shrine to Balbala, she should be Probably somewhere close. Oh, I forgot to look for a scepter. It'll buff. I'm still feeling pretty strong. Not having any issues killing enemies. This is kind of what I meant though about not having like looping paths. There's like a path. There was a fort that we came down this way. It's pretty much like a direct opposite walk from the direction that we're going right now. But it doesn't look like they connect. So I'm gonna have to like clear all this and then head all the way back to the other side in order to get like a full clear on the map, which is annoying. I should be able to like just follow and eventually reach the natural end from both sides. Then I guess that's their way of like incentivizing exploring, you know, to make it optional. Kind of, you know, if you make it to the end before you explore everything, you can just continue. But I would rather be forced on a loop. That way I don't miss anything. And I can just focus on killing. Well, I might be looping around. I might be speaking ahead.
More mana. Death is my power to wield.
Yeah, or not enfeebling, but essence drain still does quite a bit of damage. So still good to have on the bars for now, especially when it spreads. All right, greater life flask. Alright, there's a checkpoint up here. This might be the boss room, so we gotta just stay on our P's and Q's. Oh, and that's the Halani Gates. So now we have to go all the way back down here to the original checkpoint. Because you see that little branching path that didn't get explored at all. It's kind of annoying that they make us do that. But I'm assuming this is where Balbala is, and this is why it's optional. You don't have to come here. Unless she's like the final boss of the entire area, then she'll be at the very end of the Halani Gates. Wouldn't be surprising if she was like already resurrected or freed by the, what do they call it? Sorry, I'm focusing on the game, man, trying to talk lore. Was it the Halani? Another checkpoint. Got explosions there on the minions. Cleared out a bunch of the mini ones, just left these two big ones left. Alright, we're fucking crushing it. I feel pretty good. Build still feels super strong. Clear time is
Someone wanted
non-existent.
these doors to remain shut.
Non-existent.
I should open them.
Alright, we have a rune seal. This is definitely a boss fight, so we need to be ready. Roll.
Now, Jingak, I prove myself. Baria, Nakai. Hey,
Damn, she moves a lot.
Atun.
Oh man.
Wither away.
Oh my goodness.
Face me. Hey,
Okay, so when she puts down one of those circles, she literally, if you touch it, she just dive bombs you immediately. Oh my god. This is crazy. My minions aren't really helping me. Okay, I might die. I might like actually die. Poison's filling up the room. I'm gonna just keep fucking fighting backwards. Minions.
Atun. Face me. Baria.
Fuck. This is a fucking chaotic ass fight. Okay, so you have to find her and the poison will stop spreading.
Hey,
Jesus Christ.
face me. Nakai.
Okay, if you trigger those runes, it brings, at least you know where she's at, or where she's gonna be at. Kinda wish I had my snipers. I think we'll be okay. We'll just play it smart. Let me get my raging spirits going. Gotta find her, gotta find her. It's the ads that make it difficult. Oh god.
And die.
I'm not getting to do like a lot of damage to her because the ads are kind of out of control. I don't really know how to stop the ads. I think whenever you miss a rune and you don't trigger it and dodge the slam, I think an ad spawns, which is why so many, because I'm definitely not doing good. try to focus on her and ignore the ads at this point. Just keep healing on up. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There she is. Oh my god. Oh my god.
A spirit in a coin. How fun.
Jesus. Alright, alright. Alright, we got some decent gloves. Kind of makes it worth it. That was stressful. Much better armor. Don't have the strength for this one. And then we gotta completing this trial. Alright, so we gotta go back to the caravan to complete our ascendancy. Where'd this guy come from? That was extremely stressful. That was the hardest fight so far, by far. Luckily, the ads were allowing me to recoup healing flask, because I would have been dead. Can you quit out in the middle of a fight? Is that considered cheating? Like, if it's possible to quit out during a fight and you just realize that you're just in over your head and you just quit, is that considered like against the... Because I remember there was like a big thing in D4 about like using the scroll that would like let you live. But is that considered cheating in PoE? If it's like mechanically part of the game? Alright, let's go back. We gotta do our leveling up. Alright, the hooded one. We can get rid of all of this. See what
So,
she has
you
to say.
released Balbara from her prison, and she fought well. Good. She may now earn her redemption, if the ancient places still hold power. Her barrier contains her soul. She will tell you what to do next. Long ago, when Keth was she led
We already
what was
listened
her
to this.
Dingak. Blessings.
Ah, you released Balbala, the traitor? Then it is your duty to redeem her soul by allowing her to serve as a mentor djinn during your dance with the scorpion. In modern times, we give aspiring Dekaras a straightforward test. For this task, however, the old ways are required. You will have to face a much deadlier trial. Speak to Asala. The original trial is not far from here, and the caravan is duty-bound to carry you there.
Alright, so looks like this is our chance to go and gain our ascendancy, which I think we're gonna pause our current quest and go do that, because I want to see what the ascendancies are all about, and this is like a good chance to do that. Oh, I sold something I didn't want to sell. Buy that back, and then equip that, sell that. Alright, let's use our skill gem real quick. Alright, what to use it on this time? Got Essence Strain. It's got to be Contagion, right? Like, Contagion's the most obvious one. Yeah, Contagion's got to be, like, clear as day. So So this is the item. Now let's go. All right, cool. We're gonna pick some. We'll go with intelligence. All right, guys. So the next episode, we're gonna go do our ascendancy, I guess. Figure out whatever that is. But thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Until then, take it easy.